Welcome to another episode of Soul Filling, where you get your soul fed.
Yum, 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 yum.
All right, guys, we have some special guests. Oh, wait, by the way, if y'all don't know who I am, my name is Tiffany Malone. Yes,
Jasmine Colbert here, aka Kobe.
And I'm Jasmine Charles.
And we have some special guests here. You know, we couldn't do a podcast about black men without having some black men
You know,
here.
just a little.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Cool. My name is Trey Hodge.
Hey, Trey.
There we go.
And I'm Darius Dillard.
Hey.
So they're gonna help us break it down. And I totally closed my notes on accident. But you know how we start this thing off? We started off with our new segment. It's kind of new now.
Yeah.
Called
Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture.
Do it. Okay. Oh, and guys, I need to know, y'all. It's only Tuesday, but how have y'all been?
Jazz since last Tuesday.
I know you've been in pain.
Yes, I've been suffering from a leg injury. It's getting better slowly but surely, but I'm still waiting on the doctor's feedback to
What
get
happened?
exactly. To be honest, I have no idea what actually happened to me, but I had to get x-rays, blood work. They gave me a shot for the pain. It was a lot worse than what I thought it was. I wasn't taking it that serious. And when I went to the doctor, they was like, oh no, we need to run some tests. So still waiting to hear back from that. Send me y'all prayers and positive vibes just to make sure it's nothing too serious.
I was
But
No.
It's nothing.
Jesus'
yeah,
name.
it's nothing. It ain't
You
nothing.
good?
You're
Thank
healed.
you. Thank you.
You're healed.
Whew.
So, how's everybody else's week?
Y'all, you know how you be like up and down? So I be on a super high. I'm like, life is good. I'm blessed. Thank you, Jesus. And then I just get down and I'm like, what's going on? I don't know what's happening. And then I be like, oh, it's a good. Oh, it's a good day. And then I be like, this is kind of whack.
Yeah.
So it's an up and down for me. But overall, I can't complain. I am blessed beyond measured. Like, shout out to you.
Definitely.
How about y'all?
How about y'all? Everybody's week been great in the comments.
Same. You know, I just feel the love in the air. I just celebrated my friend's bachelorette party this past weekend. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're growing up, all my friends, and just, you know, falling in love, starting families and whatnot.
Right.
So shout out to the lovebirds out there, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Trey. He just got engaged a few months ago.
Shout out to Logan. I see you, baby.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Logan, share this video.
Nah, but I can say my week has been very well. I usually do a review of my last week. My last week was pretty good. It was filled with activities. So this week is going to be focused on productivity. So that's my week.
I like it.
I like that. Gotta
Y'all
have
need to
balance,
check out his
guys.
videos that he's been posting on Instagram. Real nice, like his
GGHL.
singles.
Where can we find you? What?
You can basically find me on my Facebook, on Instagram, Snapchat as well. It's just my name, Trae, Trey Hodge. It's like with Dodge, but without the D, at the H. It's a little complicated, but yeah, it's Trey Hodge. Follow me. There's gonna be some more stuff coming on. I have a company called Uplift and Outreach, where we uplift and we outreach. So some more stuff coming on. So.
All right, and tell us a little bit about this hat that you have on. Where'd you get that from? Where can we find that hat?
I
I
made
have
it.
a shirt like that.
I made it myself. This is just an addition to our apparel line that we have going on with Uplift and Outreach. It's just GGHL, stands for God is greater than my highs and lows. So it's just that constant reminder. I mean, just like you said, we have ups and downs in life, but no matter what, if you remember that God is greater than it all, I mean, you can get through anything. So
Right.
just a reminder, you know.
Amen.
You know.
Yeah, I love it. And how was your week?
Well, my week was this week. I kind of like his thing where he said he has a little end of the week, little recap of the weeks. But my week of last week was awesome. My sister is getting back into volleyball. She's 15, so I'm helping her with that. And then I'm pushing forward some dreams that I've always wanted to do. So we'll see that shortly. Hopefully,
Yes,
I stay
excited.
communicated that with my beautiful sisters and
Yeah.
my black brother.
Absolutely.
Right,
We'll
right.
stay
We're
connected.
here to support you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not as successful as him with the clothing line and outreach
Not
thing.
yet.
Not yet.
It's just we're on the same level. It's nothing. Yeah.
I'm definitely proud of my black people here. Definitely.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, that means a lot.
I love when people call me black. It's like saying I'm royal or something. Oh my
We are royal.
Oh yeah,
What?
We
absolutely.
are royal. What?
Because a lot of times people associate black with negative things, and so
Negative connotations.
Yeah.
Why the ugly
definitely.
duckling was black?
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
no, for real.
If even the black color means something black.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the black color.
I mean, if you think about it, everything comes from black. Like
Right.
the only way you'll get it gets lighter if you have less black. So
Yes.
yeah, everything. Hey, I mean, I'm
that's
gonna
right.
chill. That's a little.
Okay, yeah,
like,
we got to
we
the
gonna
show
get
yet. We
into
gonna
it.
say it. We gonna say
How
it.
do you use that disgusting one? That'd be. Right.
Black
So let's dive into it. For the culture, talking about all things black.
Oh, black.
We have a few topics. I don't know which one y'all want to start off with. We got Nigg and Colin Kaepernick. We got the 444, Dr. Omar, and we have the nigger cap.
Mm.
Let's
They
talk
wrong.
about this
Yeah, they wrong for
Let's
that.
talk about this nigga cap.
They wrong for that.
Darius, please break it down and inform the people of what this is.
Of course. So I'm new to the show, but I found a little hot topic for us to discuss. So Walmart recently had on their website a nigger cap for weave caps. So I'm not pretty sure what weave caps are, but I know what the nigger means. And it had nigger cap, and they were selling it. And so this became viral the past 2 days, if you've been on social media or anything that sort. So they released a statement saying, hey, we did actually I have the statement here. Give me just 1 second.
Yes, with the notes.
Right. Like, can
And
y'all
this is from Walmart.
Walmart online or Walmart in store?
Walmart online.
See, they try to be sneaky with you.
Trying to be sneaky.
Just slide it in there.
Slide
thinking
it in
nobody
there.
really gonna know.
So listen to the statement, y'all. We're very sorry and appalled that this third-party seller listed their item with this description on our online marketplace. It is a clear violation of our policy and has been removed, and we're investigating the seller to determine how this could have happened. Two things. First thing, if this is on your online marketplace, don't you have someone to approve this?
Right.
Yeah.
You need to be fired.
Fired. That whole department actually. Just go ahead and rehire.
Yes, there's some
Everybody.
spots opening, so.
Don't apply on.
Secondly, this third party needs to be blasted out
Yeah,
on
they
the
do.
internet.
Right.
We need to know who these people are.
Right. Third thing, why they say they appalled when they the one who posted it? I am
It's on their
appalled that this is on
They're
our personal
psycho.
website that we have to go
And we
approve
talk
upon.
about nigger with ER. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Where can they go find
There was
it?
no soft
Find the,
No.
the actual site, so like you can do.
That's so
What
crazy.
is it called? Like,
They
do
took it down
complain-
already, right?
Complain or just in general.
So actually, you can actually go make comments on Walmart. They have a Twitter page and they also have Facebook. You can make comments of that sort, but I'm not sure if you can actually go to Walmart.com and make a little like a customer service survey or things of that sort. But I can definitely look into that and maybe email it to y'all or something.
Okay.
I just don't understand. Why is this even happening? Why is this even a
This shouldn't even be a
thing?
conversation.
2017.
It's honestly, I believe it's not until we as black people make it a huge problem where other people will start taking it seriously. If we were to go to the court systems and not just talk about it only on Twitter, I mean, get their attention, but go to the courts and go to other things, then that's when they're going to be like, okay, now they're serious. We need to step back because I mean, they know what they're doing. It's on their website. Nobody else can just get on their website and post stuff. So
Right. It's not
They
their
know.
website. They're
But have we made it serious a little bit?
I
Have
think
we- don't some people should know, or other races should know not to use that word or even sell a product like that?
no, that's
Maybe
true.
I'm just naive. I'm just
No,
like,
no. I think people should know not to use that word, but I've been like hearing a lot of conversations about the N word particularly,
Yeah.
and then it's some people who think it's okay to say it because it's in rap lyrics. Like at the Kanye
Yeah.
concert, it's mostly white people buying those tickets, and they're saying the N word. And then there's some people, black people, who allow their like Mexican friend or brown friend to be like, oh, they're cool, they can say it. And there's some black people who are like, don't say that around me. I'm one of those people. Don't. If you not this color, if you ain't black, do not say it at all. And I don't care if your other black friend says it's okay. You should know that it hurts really bad especially when we hear someone else of a different race say it, because like it goes back, it hurts. I don't know why people think it's okay. Nigger, it hurts, especially if you're not this color.
I think nobody should say it. Not saying, and that sounds really drastic.
No, it's good.
But I'm not even gonna say like I don't be playing around and joking around, and not every briefly it'll slip out and I'm joking. When I'm just joking with y'all, but I don't even think that it's a good thing. I should say I don't think that should give me a pass, but I don't think that I'm not saying other races should get a pass, but I'm still saying we say, like, it's not like white people are running around calling each other crackers. It's not like Mexican people are amongst themselves calling them derogatory names that are offensive to one another, but we're the only race that's calling each other offensive names but then get offended when somebody else calls us that. So I don't know.
Well,
Go for it. I
actually have a different take on it. Honestly, if I do get offended if another color says it, but I'm the type of person that just thinks positive all the time. So if they're saying it, I just think they want to be like us. They want to be like me. So that just gives me that just gives me a persona about myself. Like, okay, I put my chest up, like, okay, y'all want to be like royalty. I like that. Okay, just
say, okay, you want to get slapped today.
I mean, that as well. But it's just like they just want to be like us. So.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm more shocked that, like, okay, let's say you're saving a picture on your computer, to make you remember what it is. You name it something. I don't know if I'm more shocked that the person, whoever put this cap on, named it that, or that Walmart, picked this, buyer to,
right? They had thousands of other options.
Exactly.
So it's Walmart.
The buyer that
the weave cap.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you got it.
Why didn't you just say brown?
Exactly, brown. Why did it have to be that?
The nigger cap. I mean, the nigger brown. Okay, so that's crazy though.
Size medium.
So yeah, that is so true. Why did
somebody thought to actually say, I'm gonna name this
Jigazi?
I don't understand it.
Oh, I guess it's the color.
But going back to the cap.
Yeah.
The cap is a weave cap, and the color of the cap that they called it is nigger, Nigger, not nigga, nigger
Even
brown.
Even if they said that, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, either way it goes.
Either way.
But it wasn't no black person that created it, calling it nigger.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not black owned at all.
It better not be. I don't know. I just feel like the thing is with, minorities, especially black people, and then white people have privilege, and so it seems like they'll probably get away with something like this. Had it been us doing something very slight, we would be under the ground, the business would be out of business. Even black people would be attacking our own people if we slip up, just like Shea Moisture. So it's just like Dr. Omar Johnson. And so it's just like, damn.
All right, so if you have any topics or more comments about the nigger cap, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. We're gonna move forward. We're doing it for the culture.
Do it for the culture. So y'all want to talk about 444?
Have y'all heard that 444 album?
Is it called 444?
Yeah.
Okay.
444.
444. Yeah, 444. What's y'all thoughts on the 444 album? I think it bangs.
No.
Yeah.
I think it goes hard. Mind you, only listen to 2 songs.
Right? And those 2 songs.
Those 2 songs
about
was pretty thorough.
4.
Honestly, I only listened to the album to be nosy because I thought he was gonna say something about having an elevator. Kind of.
Oh, that would have been good.
I mean, well, he kind of. I think it's because of the. Yeah. I mean, I think it was just a story of just real Jay-Z. Just coming out talking about what was really going on. I mean, I like Family Feud. I got the playlist here. Family Feud, the story of OJ.
I like the Frank Ocean one too. I like Smile because he talked about his mom. He never really ever put his mom out there in the spotlight. That was a beautiful.
I just like. I'll go for it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I just like how he gives us information on how to be not just rich, but leave an inheritance for our children. Legacy. And that's something we need to know.
Yeah.
On the song "The Story of OJ," he actually says, "Y'all think it's bougie. I think it's fine, but I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99. I flip a 2 into a 4, 4 to an 8. I love that song.
That song bangs for real. I I don't know I'm about to quote it wrong because I ain't listened to it as many times straight.
Yeah, I had it on repeat. I had it on repeat.
But he was just like, pretty much what's better than turning up every night, and he was like, credit.
Yeah.
So, like, we need to get our credit right.
That inspired me to go ahead
Right.
and call him. Like,
Check
get that
credit
credit card real quick.
What's my
That's
score?
good.
What's my
Right.
score?
Hey, the thing about Credit Karma though, I mean, in these credit sites, it tells you how to lift your score up.
It gives you tips.
It gives you
and
tips,
everything.
exactly why your score
It
is
tells
down.
you what the best credit card to get for you is, everything, how to
Yeah.
budget. I love it.
I think we don't take that seriously as black people.
We should.
Right.
We definitely
Yeah.
should.
Cause it's just like you can't get an apartment or you can't get like low interest rates on your credit card, apartment, car, and stuff like that. Something you're gonna need for your family.
And I think it's because the traditions that's been passed down from the black families, and it's not necessarily say it was out of spite, but I feel like financial literacy isn't taught in schools.
Right.
So if our families and parents aren't teaching us this, then where do we get the information from?
Right.
So now since we are the millennials and we have so many resources available to us, I definitely think we have no more excuses.
No more.
I mean, where do we start? Like, where did we ever start? Like, we came from a place of years and years of slavery, and then all of a sudden we were given money. So we never got grounded into growing money, how to have money grow for us and work for us. Just like Jay-Z said, he bought a piece of art for $1 million. 2 years later, it was worth $2 million. Few years later, it's worth $8 million.
Right.
And then he said, I can't wait till I give this to my children. So, like, when are we going to step back and say, okay, this is something that I need to learn. I'm going to take it on myself to be able to teach it to others. So,
It starts with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, like now. Yeah, it starts with Jay-Z. It starts with everybody. If you know something about finances or something to make our community better, we should do it. I work for a nonprofit right now, and it's black owned, and they do everything possible. If there's a need, especially in our community, they feel it, and it's just like so important to me because you see they're taking people out of a bad neighborhood, kids out of a bad neighborhood, doing a summer camp program for them, and just teaching them there's a way to give back, there's a way to live a better life than all the surroundings around you. So it's just like, I think it's really important for us to get back into our community, not just, Pearland, but like our community, to uplift them and show them something different.
Right.
Teach them, educate them while educating ourselves.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because I'm learning, like in my psychology class, that like I'll use crime as an example. If your father was a criminal, crime is in your genes. But if you live in that environment where you see crime, then you're more likely to commit crime. But if you see something different, then you're more likely, your chances are less of you committing that crime. So it is up to us to go in and to show people that, hey, this is, how you should do things. This is the way you should live.
Yeah.
We have to start taking accountability.
Absolutely.
And even when just really quick, even when I first started going to college, I was thrown all these loans were thrown at me, and then my mom said, no, you're going to get scholarships. And so I filled out like over 125 scholarships.
Shout out to that
Thank
mom.
God. Yeah. Shout out to mama. And so after I got into college, that's when I got into working in the banking and working in a credit union. So the best thing for us black people to definitely do, if you don't have a bank account, start at a credit union.
Right.
Build your credit there, because that will raise your score automatically. And that builds that relationship
I didn't know
definitely.
that.
And then if you don't have good credit, start with a secured card. Then the best limit to do is like $500. So you basically give $500 of your own money, put it on that card. That card will be yours. You'll make payments on that card until you reach the $500 limit, or until you actually graduate to a higher amount.
Hey, Eric! So that's what you will keep in here. But
no, that's great information. Oh my God.
Definitely.
that's huge. So
One thing I do want to add, and I don't want to show, but this is actually from the conversation that we had at Logan's party. Yeah.
he was drunk, guys. He was having a full business conversation with me and Cody drunk.
But one thing I did, no. One thing I told them.
I'm just glad you were talking about something.
I mean, I'm always talking about business, but one thing I told Tiffany and Jasmine, I was like, look, I see that y'all doing a lot of great things for us and for the black people, for the community. So I'm going to work to get on y'all's like podcast, on whatever y'all do. I got an invite today, but it was a little before I wanted to come. But one thing I did want. Well, yeah,
Very
absolutely.
Very fast.
But one thing that I have been doing, since you were saying doing stuff in the community, I've been taking time to volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club. And I have been really working on entrepreneurial things. And I wrote a paper, like a little paper about how a lot of the people in the black communities don't run the black community. I basically went to a restaurant off of, you can actually check it yourself, off of Reed Road in Cullen. It's like a nice spot. I walked in, was getting some lunch. Music was going on, menu was on point. And I'm the type of person, I'm like, look, I gotta meet the owner, congratulate him, shake his hand, because it seemed like he had a good business.
Wow.
When I walked in there, went to shake the man's hand. It was an Asian man running the company. And it really made me so upset. I was furious to the point I had to tell myself, Trey, calm down. But it brought something out of it where I wrote something called the buy-sell theory. And that's basically where I'm going in and I want to teach children how to actually buy something and sell it themselves or learn selling techniques, because if we learn to run our own communities, if we learn to own our own restaurants, own our own grocery stores, or whatever the case, we own it ourselves, that means we're actually pouring back into our own community. I mean, it's ours. The area I was in is 87.3% black and 10% Hispanic. And then we have an Asian man running that. Nothing's wrong with any other ethnicities running it, but why aren't we running it?
So you're the majority of that population.
Absolutely.
So heartbreaking.
Boys and Girls Club, Selinsky Road. You know, that's in the works. I just spilled some juice, but that's in the works. I'm done.
Love it.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta start with the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said.
Yeah.
That is a good question that you raised. Like, why do black people, when they're starting their own business, they don't go back to their own community? Like dentists, doctors, they put their businesses in other areas.
I've heard that, I know a few business owners who are young and old, and I've heard that they said that black people don't support as much as other races do. And so, I raised the question, so are you doing it for the money, or are you actually doing it to help your black community? And you should hear the question. Yeah, I'm very. and you should hear some of the answers that they get. And so the answers I get are like, pause. Somebody texted me, actually said, okay, let me get back to you on that. So now I'm gonna think about that.
We'll pray about this.
I actually created, I started my entrepreneurial stuff. I printed out flyers yesterday at Office Depot. And so I got away from thinking about the money that I was going to get and actually thought about the black-owned business that I wanted to help and do consultant work for them and with them. We need to get away from actually gaining money from our community. Of course, money is going to come. So money's going to come regardless. But building up our kings and queens, especially our children, we see on the news every day a black man is being killed. A black child is being killed. A 14-year-old child, somebody's son is being killed. That could have been just resolved by just someone like us going back to our business, encouraging that young man to just maybe say, okay, maybe not at 9 o'clock, even though we shouldn't have to do that, but maybe not after 9:30, we shouldn't go outside at a particular time, just encourage in a different light. And especially encourage, earlier we stated about, if you're, Jess stated about going to a psychology class, and if your dad is in a crime and you're in a crime mentality, of course you're going to commit a crime. We should definitely break that cycle, break that ice, and move towards a different direction. Show there's a different light. There's more than selling drugs. There's more than pimping and getting HOEs. There's more than doing all that. I don't think.
Oh, Andrew, I was like,
more than getting hoes. More than getting hoes and being that sexually active and things of that sort. Just actually building yourself and making an investment in yourself mentally and spiritually that we need to do and come back to our black community, definitely. I mean, just look at us right here.
Well, one question I would ask, I would see a black owner asking where they were like, well, how would I be more successful if my black community is not giving back to me? So how would you answer that if someone, I'm not saying that like, I own a black business and, but I'm just saying I can see some black people business owners thinking that way. Like, why go to an area where I know they won't give to my business?
Okay.
So,
I want to answer after you. But I was talking to a coworker about this because we were riding through like where Ames Page Park was, but we saw townhomes and all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh, it looks nice, but where are people gonna go? And I was like, why is this happening? Because I just don't understand. And he's like, because we don't see value in our own communities. So if we don't see value in our own communities, we're not gonna, make it a healthy community. Just like if you don't see value in yourself, you're not gonna be being healthy, basically. So it's like we don't invest, we don't keep it up nicely and things of that nature. But other people see, oh, okay, that's right, by downtown area, we can really spruce this up. We just gotta buy these people out. And if people are buying these people out because they don't see value in their home, like, oh, I'm gonna get $100,000 for this, and they're automatically out. So I think you have to teach the kids. You have to want to pour into your community and see value in your community and value in yourself, and that's what really needs to be learned. Like, we don't have to go to the suburbs. We don't have to go. We could build it right here. We just have to have.
But you have to think, being realistic, because I'm a former product of that environment, of the ghetto, the hood, and it's not a pleasant environment. It's very, very, very difficult to actually try to thrive in, because I'm sure we are familiar with, you are the environment that you surround yourself with. And so when you're in this environment, I think it's really, really up to the youth to change the cycle, because like you mentioned, and how we all piggybacked on how you have to break that psychology, and if you're exposed to killing, crime, lack, a poverty mindset, then you're going to be more susceptible to go in the same, just subconsciously you're going to be susceptible to go in that same pattern. So it's up to us as Black people that are aware of this to go. Once you do, it's gonna take like some time. It's not gonna happen like overnight, like in one generation. It may, if we start and plant the seeds now, and as several people have paved the way before us, we are just products of the seeds that's been planted before us. So if we keep the cycle going in a couple of maybe decades, hopefully, being optimistic, but it'll even be good if it was a century. That once we keep going and keep planting and get into the youth, because sad to say, in some cases, most cases, that the adults, their minds, it's hard to even break a 20-year-old like habits that we've had, and we know we need to eat healthy, and we know we need to wake up at 5 o'clock. It's hard to even break those habits for us. Imagine somebody that's been on the earth for 50 years, them trying to break that habit, or thinking like, oh, I need to eat organic fruits, or if I need to stop. So I feel like, not saying you want to give up on them, but I think you need to target more the youth, because if the adults are teaching their youth impoverished mentality, then they're gonna teach it. It's just a cycle that keeps being repeated. So,
and I definitely agree with that, because my mom grew up in 4th Ward, and my family grew up in 4th Ward. And honestly, I went to 4th Ward maybe about 10 times out of my 25 years of living. My mom, once getting out of that and seeing all the things she's seen and done, she moved out and never went back.
Right.
And so I guess a lot of it is probably being traumatized. And so that's why we also have to definitely go back, show a different side. Definitely. And I just want to go back and answer your question about not getting the return that you put in for the businesses, or whatever, how you worded it. I think that maybe we can go, okay, maybe you can have that business inside of whatever community that you're in, Asian, white, Hispanic community, where you're making that money as far. So you're making your money there, but maybe also go back into the Black community, do a little small something there that you're looking for the money.
Absolutely.
Sure. And then just do that in that community, of course, and let that be the big money there in those different those communities, and go back to the Black community.
So where do y'all think that we should start? Like, let's say we have a group of young kids, young Black kids here. Like, what are the things that we should tell them to get them in a positive mindset, or get them in a better life on how we should move our way, like move them forward?
I feel like you shouldn't necessarily focus it on external sources. Like, you shouldn't try to instill in them to focus on everybody else. I think you should instill in them to focus on yourself. You becoming the best. If you tell 100 Black kids to be the best version of you, and like really ingrain that self-love, like no other, like they never heard before, because a lot of them are going home to one-parent households, or going home to not even seeing their parents, because maybe when they get home, their parents are at work. Or so finding actually loving on them. They actually need that love to nurture them into that amazing being that they need to become. And if you have 100 confident, secure, business-minded people, then it's innate for them to go out into the world and thrive. So.
It's. I would ask my question to all that. I just want to hear, like, you have anything to say about
I mean,
that?
like you're doing, going to the Boys and Girls Club, even if it's just one, child that you can pour into, being a mentor and just, connecting with them. I would just do that. Do that.
You're on a good road because you're gonna reach one, teach one,
Yes.
teach one, reach one,
Yes.
something like that. Like
Each one, reach,
something like that, where you teach one student and then it can create a wildfire, and they'll teach 10, and those 10 teach 50, and those 50 will teach 1,000. You never know who you will touch, and then maybe you will start off teaching 10, and they really love what you're saying so much, and you'll progress and expand from there. But I like how you're doing it from the heart, because when you're doing it with a pure motive, a genuine motive, then the money's gonna come, like you said.
I would like to see, how people talk about them pyramid schemes, like those businesses where you like have house parties. And you, like, I would like to see something like that, but to help people.
I want to comment on that.
There is a credit card.
Instead of trying to buy into a business or something, but it's more so you teaching people,
how to invest in yourself.
Yes.
I'm actually trying to work something out by the end of the year at my house. So definitely.
To piggyback on that, there are cultures that's doing that right now. I want to say the Asian
culture,
Indian
culture.
Jarvis told me it's
her boyfriend.
Yeah, my boyfriend.
Y'all know Jarvis.
I was thinking y'all know. Okay, my boyfriend Jarvis told me that he had a conversation with I think he was saying an Asian man, and he was saying that by the time that they all put $10,000 from their businesses, grocery stores, nail shops, all these.
We know their stories.
How much you want to do?
But exactly, black people, we have that mentality.
Yeah.
When they come to this country, you have nobody but your
family.
But the people that look like you. So if black people came with that same mentality, because we are the minority, if we looked at one another and saw another black person, right, that's why the air quotes. So if we look into the eyes of another black person and we saw you are all I got, and when an Asian person come from their country, they look into their eyes. In most cases, I won't say all because I don't know their culture like that.
Yeah.
But if you look into someone's eyes and you're like, you are all I got, and you literally put that much faith in them and know that I won't be anybody if it's not for you. And then, so if we were to look at each other's, look into the eyes of one another like that, instead of with that division of competition, of envy, then it wouldn't even really be a competition, because we are trying to actually genuinely help each other. And so they all put $10,000 into this account, and Asians have their own banks here. So they have a whole Chinatown.
Yeah.
So you
Bel Air.
Right.
My Asian coworker took me there. I was like, okay, now I'm taking you to Reggae Hut. You gonna eat out our food.
I want to go to Reggae.
It's so good.
Y'all go to Reggae Hut.
It's really good.
But long story short, if all of it is so if a family comes down and it's you all put $10,000 into this account, and y'all were saying put my $10,000 of my hard-earned money, that's what we naturally think. And
I was kidding.
No, I'm just saying, but
that's the way we think.
That's just naturally.
But if we
come
think
on,
of the
I told
long
y'all,
term,
let's put
trickle
$1,000
down,
into
you
that.
get more of that back.
Yeah.
Because every 5 years, didn't you say every 5 years they put it in a pot, $10,000, and so they put the $100,000 from this business. Then that business will go back with this $10,000 in 5 years. You'll be next within the next 5 years.
And then the thing is, the people who invest the $10,000 in, they're getting a return on that investment.
Yeah,
right, but the thing is, so they loan the person that comes to the country, here's $10,000, and once your nail shop, once your nail shop becomes this popping nail shop, you pay us back, and then they make sure they pay it back.
Wow.
It's nothing that, it's not even a second thought for you not to pay them back. It's you helped me when I didn't have this, so I want to give back to you.
This type of stuff really gets me amped, and I'm very, very passionate about it. So it's two things that I believe we can start with. So there's one thing I've heard about, actually from Dr. Umar. He said that black people bought the most Mercedes in 2015, 2016. So he said one of the things that we do, we buy outside things to make us feel like we feel good on the inside. So like
To
Jasmine said,
validate us.
absolutely. So
Right, the
like
value.
Jasmine said, it starts on the inside. Honestly, if every black child in America knew that we were kings and queens a long time ago, wearing gold and owning all types of things, starting building the pyramids, like there will be so much there will be so much about ourselves that we hold, like we hold value to ourselves. We will have our chests out. We will walk this earth. I'm not trying to say that we should walk over people, but we will be walking more powerful as human beings. That's the first thing. The second thing that I believe that we should learn is the principle of giving. I know a lot of people like touch on churches, like they taking my money and all that, but it's not even that. It's a principle like passed down in this universe that if you give of yourself, give your heart, it's going to come back to you no matter what. So
No matter what.
Absolutely. So going back to that $10,000, if you give it to somebody, you don't have to think like, am I going to get this back, or is it going to come, or I hope this comes. It's automatically going to come back 100-fold because God said so. So
Trey,
I mean, I'm really getting
when you
like,
start your church, don't come in.
man, like
Because
Pass
he was
the tea.
talking about that, like
Yeah.
we all came from the motherland. Everything came from a black woman. So,
Yes.
and if we knew that, they don't teach that in school.
Of course not. Of course
They do
not.
not teach that. So it is education. We have to educate our kids, but
Oh, you
Yeah,
said
so
something.
we-
I wanted to piggyback off of something you just said, but it went away.
Dang,
No.
get that back.
It's just
it's so much out there that we don't
So
know.
much,
So much out there.
you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Think about that statement.
I think we did it for the culture.
Y'all, we did it.
We really did it.
Are we still in the culture side?
That was the whole podcast.
All right, thank y'all
That
for
was
tuning
our
in.
first
We'll see y'all next time.
We can talk to
So
y'all.
we went on a tangent.
We got some comments what people say.
What are you
What's
saying?
being said over
What would
here?
my brother say?
Do you deal
let's
with
bring it.
debit?
How do you deal with
debt?
Oh, debt.
We don't trust one another, and in the community it starts with trust. Lack of trust produces poor strategy, which poor yields in little to no gain.
So my thing to that, who is that?
Shout out to
Romilio
Scruggs.
Scuggs. So my question to you, Romilio, I see that you did recognize that. Now, how do we fix it? I'm always find the problem. Okay, what's the solution?
Yeah.
So-
I think it always starts with self.
Oh,
It always, even if we start with a group where there are 2 or more gathered, so if we started with a group of just 4 of us, if we trust each other, we will inspire the next black person, like, damn, I don't have to, like, scrape and try to claw and be jealous of my brother.
Right.
I can actually unify. Like, that's what the artists are doing, and it kind of bothers me when a lot of people put so much pressure on artists, like, they all need to be speaking out for black rights and this. I definitely think that should be what happened.
sorry.
I was trying to ask you something.
Oh, okay. But a lot of people put pressure on the black artists, is like they should be speaking out. I definitely think they should, but in some degree, what they're doing is they're inspiring you. Like, if I can live this life of abundance, I can, all these adversities, all these, everybody's like, it's always so many roadblocks for black people. If they themselves, they have the same 24 hours a day as we do. They eat, sleep, they do all the things, breathe. They're not like superhumans. They don't have superpowers. So it's like, I think we should stop. We should get out of the mentality of like they need to come down off their horse and save us, instead of like be inspired. Like, damn, they can do that, then I should be able to do that too.
Yeah.
And that's what I think it should start with. Like, instead of us putting the mentality of like, my brother needs to come get me out of this rut. It's like, dang, my brother did that. I can do that too.
Absolutely.
Like, inspire.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I want to answer J.O. Malone question.
That's my brother.
How do you
Yes.
This is the studio.
How do you deal
Shout
with
out to
debt?
you, J.O.
So my initial thing about I have just a tad bit of banking experience, but if anyone knows more, please chime in. Acknowledge your debt and handle it. So if you have debt and you're still buying, like he mentioned the Mercedes in 2015, black people were the most buyers of Mercedes. Maybe you don't need to buy that at that time. Maybe you need to just be humble yourself and just get a nice 2014 Honda, because they kind of nice, they throw it right now.
They are.
And kick back on some things. So maybe don't go out every weekend, you know, and make those payments to that debt and then clear that debt. So even if you don't clear the debt within the 20 years, depending on how much debt you have, if you don't make that debt within the 5 to 10 year limit, you're making payments on it. That still shows this person we can trust with as far as debt, and if you want to get a house or get a car, we can trust this person. He make this payment, he's making this payment, and things of that sort.
And one thing,
no, go for it.
One thing I was told why I was told by somebody that they say the reason why they don't give a lot of black people loans is because they look at their priorities. They say if you got this car that costs this much, and you got other things. Yeah, I think it was. If you got other things that you're paying for as well, they look at that record. They say you got a $40,000 car, you paying $500 a month, and you trying to buy a house. They already know that you're going to pay your car note first. So that's why they don't give you the money. So I think it's going back to, like, why do you need a Mercedes? Like, I've been to a point where I've had a lot of money coming in, had the car that I want. Like, I've had a lot of good things that happen. I'm very blessed. But right now I'm in a state of, like, what am I doing to improve? Like, I know my fiance and we're about to get married, about to move into our own house. I don't even care about getting the biggest house. Give me something small, give us something to get settled in, grow in, and the money that we save from our job and whatever else money we have coming in, put that into an investment. Invest into a house so you can have that money working for you. So the savings that you get from there, you can re-up, buy you another house, re-up, constantly do that over and over a 10-year period. For the next 10 years, then you can get into a house that you truly want, debt-free, and you don't even have to worry about it, and you're still making money on the side residually without even having to put the work in. So,
Woo. And to these are a million gems, y'all.
I love y'all so much.
And I just recently started working with I have a financial advisor that I work with, and so with my finances for debt, we laid out, like you said, no, I think Trey or did, I can't remember which one of y'all said it. But so you have to acknowledge the debt first and be aware that it's actually there. So it's actually a guideline. I'm sure you can type it on Google. Proper budgeting, how to budget your money, and so it's gonna break down your utilities, your car, your food, all the things that are necessities. It'll even incorporate in there your personal expenses. And so within that, you calculating out of 100%, you're supposed to spend between like 30% of your income on your house. It's like 30 to 35, and then on your car you're supposed to spend 20 to 25% of your money's on your house. So you'll calculate your income. It's actual formula that you can calculate. And so sometimes you'll see that, hey, I'm spending too much money on food, I need to go back 3% on my food, or hey, I'm spending too much money on my rent, so when this lease is up, I need to get a different place that fits my lifestyle, or I need to get a different job that will be increased. So it's like you have to put it all out there, then you'll calculate your credit card, the current debt that you have, and how much you're paying toward that, and it'll even let you know if you're overpaying, because I was overpaying on my credit cards. I didn't even know. He's like, so stop paying so much on your credit cards and put some of that money in your savings account. So because he was like, because once you spend all your money paying off all your debts, all your bills, then what do you have to rely on besides your credit cards again? So you're just repeating that cycle. So I'm like, I never thought of it that way. So take the leftover money that you do have, put it into a savings account, and so you have that for a rainy day. So because usually what I do, if I had extra money and I already paid my credit card bills off, I would just put another 50 or put another 100, and then thinking I was doing something, but then it's like, dang, if I don't have any more money, then what I do, I'll look at the credit card again. So definitely just check that out, see a financial advisor. There's a lot of resources out there, and a lot of them are grant-owned businesses, and they are free. So definitely check those out.
What was that called? You said proper budgeting? Proper budgeting
or budgeting management. It should be like a chart on Google how to calculate your income with your budget.
Ooh, and if you're interested in saving, one thing that my mom always taught me was, if you want to buy something, instead of go to buy something, but if you want to buy it, make sure that you can buy it 2 or 3 times over. So that way when you buy it, it doesn't really hurt your savings. It just, you can buy it without being like, oh snap, I bought this, I can't do this. So make sure that you save 2 or 3 times over. When I was supposed to move to DC, that's how I was able to save for my rent, sadly, when they
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
That's amazing.
I like that.
We're getting some gems, guys.
Yeah.
I think we have some more comments.
I just want to say shout out to my beautiful fiance. She said, "Hey y'all."
Hey,
So,
Logan.
yeah.
And
Just
like
wanted to
her.
say hey. Yeah, I like her too.
What's up, Toby? What's up, Jonathan? Thank you all to everyone who's tuning in. J.O. Malone,
Hey.
Johnny Nelson who asked
Johnny
the question.
Nelson,
Yes.
Ronella.
Scub.
That's Johnny.
Yeah, he said
Financial freedom, that's the way to go.
Yes.
What's up, Julian? That's my
Hey,
brother.
mommy.
Julian
Oh,
Bodwan.
your mom's a realist.
Hey, Sherry, Lakeisha, Bianca. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in.
Right. Did we already answer everybody's questions? Just want to make sure we
Yes.
touched them. Okay, cool.
Y'all just got a triple dose of goodness because this was
From these
not
black people.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
And Johnny said use those resources like Darius, who's, had that banking experience,
Mhm.
you know people like that, use them, use their knowledge.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And don't go to them old heads in the hood that I mean, hey, we empowering our black people. I'm sorry.
Right.
But you gotta be
Don't
smart.
go
Yeah,
to those
yeah.
older
That's what I
guys
wanted to say.
What were you gonna say?
For our communities, it's something that you said, love. I can't remember, but you said something about. Oh no, it was a comment. One of the comments was said, "Oh yeah, we don't trust one another, and in the community it starts with trust." Definitely, people who are watching that who aren't in the suburbs, quote, who are in the hood, please, those of you know, stop hurting your own hood. You're robbing the old lady next door. You're robbing somebody's grandmother. You're robbing your brother and sister. I mean, I'm not condoning robbing or stealing anything, but I mean, definitely go out of your so the rich people who have money, who can afford to get it over and over again. But definitely do not steal. Do not steal. Stop hurting
you
the
are
whole
going to.
community.
You was gonna rob somebody.
It's just a 15-minute drive. Come on, guys.
Just a
Good.
15-minute
Drive
drive.
coming to Pearland.
Right. Go to Humble. No, I'm saying.
That's
But that
one
just
of
made me
45
so
minutes.
upset when I heard about the Black Lives Matter, how they were just, and it was
Vandalizing
They're
their
vandalizing
own.
their own thing.
Yeah,
It's not funny.
Don't do
What?
that.
It's your stuff. And then they didn't have, the Walmart was shut down, all the stores were shut down, people couldn't eat. My gosh, we have to start with our community, build each other up, and stop hurting each other.
Right.
If you want to break some, there's a lot of boxing classes, karate, where you can break some boys in your head and stuff.
Right. You can go on a
Meditation
jog.
in
You can meditate.
Definitely.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
if we get a chance to speak on mental health, it definitely.
Oh,
Yeah, we're about to dive into it.
We about to go. Okay.
We're about to dive into it right now. Okay. Now that we're finally done with For the Culture, we're gonna talk about black men and their mental health state. Just because
Overall health.
health. Because women, black women, we have a lot of outlets for us to go and learn about meditation, and we have a really big support group. If we just find them, it's easy to find support groups.
Yeah.
But for you guys, how has that been, or how do y'all stay mentally?
That's what I was gonna say.
It's
Yeah.
the barbershop, or even for me, I'm not. That's why I also want to talk about the term masculine. But it's even for me, it wasn't as black men. We don't talk about our issues. We don't talk about nothing. If it doesn't benefit us that we think, then we don't talk about it. And so I went this year. I lost my mom a couple of months ago. So I went to see a psychiatrist because I'm the one that's handling everything, and it's just very stressful. Psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever. And so one of them, the first meeting, she deemed me depressed and suicidal, and I wear a mask. And so she gave me these 2 pills, and I'm like, where is? So I'm asking questions. Okay, so what particular instance did this come? Where did I want to know more information about it before I take pills and things of that sort. Needless to say, I didn't take the pills. I'm not taking anything.
Thank
The first
you.
day of treatment. Really? You kidding me? That doesn't make sense, and I'm not depressed. Prayer works, y'all.
Amen.
Definitely. And I love my church, Great Adventist Church, Pastor Lee. Thank you all for prayers. But I think black men especially, it's okay to reach out for help. You don't have to tell everybody your business if you're afraid of being shaming. Definitely the barbershop. My barbershop, we talk about everything in there, and that definitely helps me. Thank God, we talk about everything. That definitely helps me. But it's okay to reach out for help. If you don't want to talk to your fiance, talk to your wife, or anything of that sort, reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with that. Black men, let's start being king. Kings do not wait until something happens. We take leadership and ownership of the things that we're doing and going to do. So please make sure that we lead. And Stephanie, we don't want your son committing suicide. I also had a statistic for suicide in black men. Suicide deaths is only 14%, but suicide attempts is 70%. That's a lot.
Wow.
Just imagine. That's them failing
For men or
for black men. For black men. Women, it's only 35%. Black men. That's a lot of stuff we're not talking about because, for one, the black man is being pressured for being provided for his family. We have all this pressure of everything else.
Looking over our shoulder.
Looking over our shoulder all the time.
Going out.
Yep.
Going out. Am I going to have to deal with a cop today?
Yeah.
Just asking all these questions.
It's just a lot of things. Then we think that we fail instead of learning from that lesson. I don't think that I fail in anything. I take it as a lesson learned because I'm still here. I failed until I've died, and I haven't completed. And I didn't even fail that because I made it to heaven. Just saying. But don't think it as failure. Learn from that lesson and grow from it. We're creatures of always growing and learning from each other. I just learned something from Trey and these beautiful queens over here. We need to always make sure that we're growing and learning from things. So black men, definitely for mental health, get awareness. If you feel that anything is convincing you for suicide, or you feel like you're talking to 13 different people in your head, just go ask for help.
And then on top of that, I know that a lot of black men don't like to ask for help. Because the moment you said psychiatrist, I already hear in my head some people say, I don't need no help. Like, I'm good, I'm good.
Right.
But one thing that I have found that works for me, I call it a journal. People, haters call it a diary, whatever. Like literally writing, writing down your thoughts, really get it out. I heard a long time ago a statistic that literally women stay alive longer than men because they get off those emotions. I mean, if you don't want to talk to nobody about your emotions, like you got to talk to yourself. At least do that. You ain't got to share that with nobody. I mean, you can be real with yourself. Right now, like, man, this girl broke my heart today. Like, be real. I've written some stuff down in my journal. I'm like, damn, I just wrote that. Make sure nobody else see that. But it really helps because you get it's something about when you write something down. You get to see it on paper. You get to see what you wrote, and then it sticks with you where it's like, okay, I know not to do that again. I know not to do that again. So literally buy you a journal. If you a little skeptic about it, notebook, go to Walmart, buy a whole bunch of other stuff, put the journal under everything else if you got to do what you got to do. But make sure you get a journal, make it something creative for you. Get a journal without any lines so you can just scribble. If you want to draw, just draw, but get those things that are in your mind out of your mind. When it comes to robbing and stealing, look, I robbed this lady today. How I feel this. Eventually, she was nah. But like, even if you have to do that, just be completely real with yourself, and you're gonna start seeing certain things happen in your life where you're realizing certain things as well. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things that I've been through. I'm sure you've been through yourself. You said you write down some things as well.
Yeah, actually, I stopped writing because I've never had that much time anymore. So, but my black book, I do have that in my bed. But I've learned I got a laptop and I've recorded my feelings.
Oh, wow.
That's deep.
And that is, to me see, because I'm a visual person, but that has been more therapeutic than actually writing, because I got to see my emotions through the time that my mom passed, and that whole, it was hell. But that I videoed each week, and I videoed like even days to day, and even just my emotions at 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. And going back and watching those, it's like, wow. You never realize how, even I forgot some of the stuff I've been through. Just doing that video just made it therapeutic, and I was able to talk to my computer, kind of crazy, but talk to my computer, be like, cussing and whatever you got to do to get that emotions out.
But I think one thing that you said was very key. You said you went back to review because you can see how much you've grown.
Yes.
And that would do something on the inside of you, like, okay, all right. It's like confidence boosters. Like I got over that. Like I got over that girl, or I don't want to steal anymore. So you constantly record yourself in doing these things, and you're like, oh, I'm not who I used to be. So let me continue growing into somebody that I'm not, but I want to be. You know. So.
Wow, that's beautiful. What it sounds like to me is the whole mental health aspect is being comfortable with yourself. Because a lot of, not even just black men, but women as well, but more so black men, they're not even comfortable with hearing themselves speak. Like, you know, it's a video playing in the background, you hear it's like, oh, I sound crazy, turn it on, turn it on, turn it on. Like, so it's like that whole, the fact that you could go and look at yourself and talk to yourself and be comfortable enough to like, and play it back and like literally engage in your flaws and all, like, and even your beautiful perfections. And then with Trey, with the writing things down, I mean, there's a statistic that says writing it sends off 20,000 more neurotransmitters to the brain than if you were to just type something in your phone or type something on your laptop. So it sends off that much more transmitters because you can see it, like you can actually read it in your writing. It just does something to your subconscious mind, and it just strikes it up, and it makes it actually manifest into your physical reality. So it's just like being in tune to actually take your hand and with the strokes of your wrist to put down all of your feelings. And guys are not really the most emotional creatures, which y'all are, but y'all just don't know.
We're just taught
man.
We're just taught
y'all suppress it.
Yeah.
We're taught to suppress. I mean,
absolutely.
Girls aren't supposed to cry and things of that sort.
And we don't judge men by their health. We judge them by whether they're taking care of their family, whether they're paying the bills, you know, paying child support, whether, you know,
right, being that provider, that objective, like all the things you're physically doing, not the things subjectively, like how are you caring, or do you love, like, no, how can you provide, how can you
like what do you do,
what do you pay, how's your credit,
and
I'm not saying we should negate that, I'm just saying crazy.
But we should take more time to, you know, actually, you know, take care of our black men. Ask them how are you doing.
Absolutely. One thing I've noticed that a lot of black men, we don't like to fail. And we like, just like you were saying, we look at failure in a different way. We just have to learn that I did not fail. I just found a way not to do it. So I think that was very, very key that you said as well. So
and definitely learn from that lesson, because I've started back in the past. I have started to do a little entrepreneurial little thing, but that didn't fail. I just the way that I went about it was incorrect, and so I found the correct way to go about it.
So you never fail. You just fail forward. That's it.
Right.
But
Les
still
Brown
failing.
said you can look up. You know, it's like when you fall, land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Yes.
We have a question.
We have some questions.
No, right here.
Oh.
This one.
Right there.
I don't know if they do or not.
Let's see.
Okay.
But black men, I do want to know with the viewers if y'all have any questions about health.
Definitely, please.
And then also, do y'all get checkups? Do y'all, you know, are you taking care of your actual health? Like, what do you do?
I haven't been to the doctor.
What do you do?
I know.
Yeah,
I know black men
I actually have a doctor's appointment on
Yeah.
Thursday. I get checked every 6 months to a year, because I just want to make sure, because everything runs in my family. Cancer, heart, health, you know, all that runs in my family. So I like to get checked every 6 months and just make sure that I'm okay.
That is true. Black men do not like getting physicals. Black women either. There's a high statistics for that as well. Just black people.
Oh yeah. You already know with that one. Yeah.
My dad just got his when he turned 50. No, 60 when he turned 60.
My dad just did his as well.
He was traumatized.
Yeah. I mean,
It's important though.
It's important. It's important.
There's nothing we can say to help you out with that one. That's just like something you just got to go through.
Go to sleep.
I would say I work at a nonprofit where we do free HIV testing, but we talk about like you knowing your status is so important. It's so important. People don't know because it could spread. So just taking in resources like that, and y'all don't know this, but black men are the highest HIV. What are they saying? HIV positive people in America, 42%.
Wow.
And we're 13% of the population.
This is just something to throw in, but I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but on the billboards, have y'all seen some of the billboards with the HIV, like I'm getting tested, they kind of...
Around Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're...
Not really.
Yeah, I've seen that. my question is, why is it only black people that's on them billboards? That's
we're
just
the number of the new cases.
We are the number, we're the number one new cases, and we're the number one, black men are the number one who have HIV positive, 42% of the entire population in America. And black women are trailing right behind them. Why that is happening, I have a conspiracy in my mind.
Me too.
But we need to get checked so we don't pass it on to our black women or other people, their kids, and stuff like that.
Right.
And the thing about, if you know that you have HIV, you can get it, you can start taking medicine to where it's undetectable and you can't spread it.
Yeah.
Also, there's things like PrEP and PEP, which could stop you from actually contracting HIV, even if you do have sexual intercourse. But, it's just being educated, and especially because it's such a huge epidemic in our community, it's so important for us to get tested.
Yes.
Right. And
Just
don't
wrap
be
it up,
acting
too.
like sex ain't important, because y'all know it is. So let's just know your
Don't be
status.
uncomfortable. Know your status, please.
And even just get those physical health, like for cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You want to get checked because all of these things are preventable.
Right.
So the longer you go in the dark, you could look up 10 years from now and like, hey, if you would just got this checked 3 years ago, this would have never even been to where it is right now.
Yeah.
So
Definitely confronting those things. But
don't be scared of it as well. Don't be scared of it.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Okay. Now that we got that over with. Okay, so I want to ask you guys what y'all definition of, what does masculinity mean to you guys? Because I know everybody has different definitions.
Yeah.
Right. I've definitely used the term on like a woman before. Like
me too.
I've seen like the bodybuilder type CrossFit, a really muscular woman. And I'm like, oh, she looks kind of masculine. I'm sorry to be that person, but I've done it. I'm guilty.
I mean, it is what it is.
Actually, masculinity is the physical features.
Yeah,
it's not a person.
It's a physical thing for me.
Yeah, for me, because I've always been told. I don't know if Jasmine, you remember in elementary school, I was always called feminine. So I was just like, what does that mean? And then as growing up, it's not the personality; it's actually your physical attributes.
Yes.
So before we did the podcast, I actually did a survey today with 5 men, 1 woman. Your definition of masculinity. So most of them basically said the physical features of a man or physical features of a
Did you
woman.
think like macho man?
Yeah, macho man, facial hair, primal male drives,
Wow, yeah.
rough
That's true.
looking.
I actually think of like chivalry.
As masculine?
Yeah.
So you think about
masculine.
characteristics.
I don't know what
to
you
the
said.
physical.
I think it was chivalry. Like he opened the door. He's like, oh no, ladies go first. I was like, okay.
It's definitely that too.
Yeah.
But I think my first thought is more the physical,
Masculinity.
physical
I would agree.
aspect of it.
I guess you're right. I guess I never really thought
Because
of
if you think about, a lot of times I hate to say it too, but people do describe, certain men, like the opposite of a woman. Women are supposed to be caring, loving, whatever.
Yeah.
And so when they see a man being loving and caring, he's less masculine because of that.
I think I do have a different view then, because I do think of like
But
the characteristics more
characteristics, I can see
like
that too.
providing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, even though it seems manly to me, like providing, opening door, stuff like that. But I would probably use the word feminine more than I use the word masculine. So I wouldn't say this guy's not masculine.
Yeah. I asked my little brother Anthony to see what his definition was. Now Anthony is 19, so he said true masculinity to me is standing up for what you believe in. And so I thought that was interesting for 19-year-old my little brother Anthony. And he's also a part of. He does his own photography and things of that. So I'm just gonna shout him out really quick. You can add him at Antho. KNEE with 2 underscores after it for Instagram and Twitter. He also TMI, but he also said, don't want to say metrosexual, but you're well-rounded in our area. So he thought I was asking for myself when I was asking for other people. But I did take offense to it because I'm like, do y'all ever know the Prince effect? No, I'm kidding.
Metrosexual.
Yeah.
So metrosexual in the black community is someone who really takes care of themselves as a man. He doesn't like, oh my God,
Like a pretty
speaking
boy?
of that, kind of sort of like a pretty boy, but I've never deemed myself as a pretty boy.
Oh no, I just wanted to get it.
But yeah, but I guess a pretty boy, you know, he doesn't sag, doesn't. So I guess I never sag. I think that's
Or maybe
disgusting.
preppy, maybe.
Preppy.
I guess
yeah.
just really.
I've always been called white too. Oreo.
Oh, it's,
I don't get it.
I
mean,
I don't know. What do you think masculinity is? For
the
you?
first thing that I thought of is when I was volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club, and then this child wasn't, you know, acting the best, and his dad came, and he was like, his dad was like, "You come in," like to the child, and I'm like, me? Like, and that's what I think a lot of the black men think, like that's what masculinity is, like
really
you won't,
aggressive.
like real aggressive.
Rough him up.
Yeah, and I remember at times, probably when I was younger, I would be trying to be like, you know, hold, you know, like be like that.
Yeah.
I'm 5'3" on a good day, so for me doing that really not gonna work out.
I
So
cannot.
yeah, so.
So
So that's what I think masculinity is, like. That initially, that's what I think it is. Like someone that's like rough, like I'm about to get this girl, man, like DMX type. but as growing up, I mean, I don't even mess with that because masculinity is relative. It's just whatever you think it is. And if your woman likes a man with a lot of masculinity, if I said that right, then if it works for you, then be that for your woman. I mean, my girl, she don't really want somebody to be like, I'm gonna do. We going here, like here.
Domineering type of
Yeah,
thing.
she doesn't like that. So of course she likes me to lead
Not
the way.
used to saying that to her.
Yeah, she would be like, I don't know what you think is going on right now, but you better calm that down. I mean, of course, she likes me to be a man and lead the way, which I do.
Yes.
Of course.
And do it,
Right.
absolutely. But it's just relative to what you feel comfortable with and what your lady, if you do have one, feels comfortable with as well.
That's a good question.
Masculinity.
What do y'all think?
Yeah,
What's
what
up
do
watching?
y'all think?
Hey Cheryl, hey Melissa.
They got some more. They got some more comments on up there. Up there.
Just scroll
Oh,
up.
up there.
Yeah.
Well, this is
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Then you scroll up.
oh, that's the wrong guy. No, I did see somebody.
Yeah, we
say
are.
that.
Oh, that's the way you go.
We all can-
Show assertive force. Yeah, that's what you said.
Sorry.
So read it out loud. Yeah, we often confuse a show of assertive presence or force with masculinity. It's not macho at all. It's a reference for physique. I guess we learned something new today because
Right.
it's
I'm
just
so happy you
outside
brought that
And I
Yeah.
just learned that actually on the research for the show.
Really?
I just
I
learned that
did
because
not
I thought
know.
masculinity dealt with, because my voice is so high, so I thought like I was never masculine, but I didn't realize it was the physical attributes and what you do, like what you said when I opened the door and things of that sort.
no, it's definitely that look.
I guess I'm getting confused with what masculine is and what a man is.
Right. So
So-
maybe
Yeah, there is a
Well,
difference.
Yes.
There's
So
a difference.
so what do you ladies think being a man is for you guys?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think a man is?
I mean, it's kind of like, for being a provider, but that doesn't just mean money. That means like speaking into my life, like saying you could do this, supporting you, being nice, like thoughtful, caring,
Yeah.
compassionate.
Like you
compassionate.
were talking about chivalry earlier, you
Yeah.
know, planning out a date or something, you know, an activity and
Yeah.
Praying for you
Yes,
and the
praying.
kids.
Yes.
Being a good father figure for my future kids.
I know my fiance. I'm sorry, I'm spilling all the juice, but
Mowing the lawn, taking out the trash.
Yeah,
doing all
yeah.
that.
Well, I know she really likes me being spontaneous and also spending time.
Yeah.
That's like her
Quality time.
main key things. I always keep myself busy with work in general, but she's like, okay, you need to put that down, and it's gonna be eye time. I'm just like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about yourself?
I think. Sorry. What was the question?
What is being a man to you?
Being a man to me is definitely providing and make sure that I'm there as setting an example, setting a good example, and changing the way that the world view us. Because when I see a man and the people that I look up as a mentor, my pastor is my mentor, and I just see like how he isn't just a typical man. He's a man that stands away from he's set apart from the world. He's a spiritual man, and And that's what I want to be, a spiritual man. I want to be a provider for my family. And that's not even just providing financially, it's providing mentally, emotionally for my wife, emotionally for my children, definitely, especially when I have sons, because I definitely don't want to raise them, especially thinking that masculinity is here, when it's really spiritual, it's here, you know, and mental, and then maybe a little masculinity to set off and then balance it with your wife and things like that. So,
I just wanted to add, like, I was gonna. Did you
No, I never got to talk.
Go for it.
For masculinity, I think that it's the energy. I don't necessarily think, because like the yin and the yang, there's like the logic. When I think of masculinity, I think of like logics, just like not really that emotional aspect, just like figuring out things, not being in tuned with your emotion. When I think of femininity, I think of feminine energy, like being emotional, being in tune with your emotions. But when I think of masculine energy, I think of more logic. So like that's why they say men are good at math and women are good at writing, because that's why I did the air quotes. But I don't necessarily think that masculine energy is just in men, and I don't think feminine energy is just in women. I think there are men that are more in tune with their feminine. I think we all have both in us. And it's just, you want to balance it out. I don't think any man should just completely disregard their feminine energy, and because I don't think you can be complete like that. Like, because if you have children, you want to show compassion to them. You want to still be in tune with that emotional aspect. And if you are a man, and then if you're a woman, you don't want to just solely think emotional, because women, we can be very, very emotional, and we can forget about the logics. Like, okay, I know I love you, but is this really good for you? So I just think that it should be a healthy balance. But that's just me.
That's good. I like that.
One of the things I've constantly thought of over time is like when people they're told that they have feminine ways and whatnot. I think that's kind of like an interest way that the devil uses to make some men think that they're gay, when it's actually just no. I just have more feminine sides than other men, and that's where it comes in of I'm either one or the other. There's no in between. I believe there's some women that like the Prince factor, like you were saying, the Prince factor of like having that more feminine side because they maybe didn't get that from their father. So that is just different things like that. So
I don't know. I haven't met no woman that doesn't like Prince.
Even Michael Jackson was known as a feminine man.
Yeah.
And I love Michael Jackson.
He was so sexy.
all right.
His music was great.
The dance moves is right.
Yeah.
Dance moves is no point.
Like people always say, the dark skin Michael Jackson or the light skin. I be like both. Goddamn, see me both. Not like his late days, more like in the is black. Is black. That video, he was so fun. You remember the time? He was fine. Okay.
I want to say you look fine.
He looked like an angel in that for me.
I like Black Michael, White Michael, Michael. I was looking at his energy.
No, the energy.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah, it was so
definitely.
captivating.
Yeah.
He did say he was a perfectionist, so.
Oh yeah.
He must have been a Virgo. I'm gonna go look that up.
I did see Jay Malone for saying what a man was. He said providing for his family, and I don't know his real name. Johnny said Jasmine's explanation is spot on when speaking of the energy and universal sense of it.
Duality?
Yeah, I did not know that word.
I think is that duality?
Duality of mankind is present. Is present.
It's hard to read.
Every human being, be it male or female. I got you. And yes, Prince and Michael had some of the baddest women alive. Absolutely.
That's true. Yes, I think your explanation is spot on. It really is.
Protect. Yeah, he said protecting their family. Got you. That's what. Yeah.
You said that twice?
I think I said providing, but he corrected me.
No, he did say it twice. He said protect.
Oh.
Man, protect their family.
Protect.
No, but I want to add that to it because I have seen my brother protect his wife from everybody, whether it's mom, me, the outside world. No, and I think you're supposed to do that.
Absolutely.
And he's a leader. And I like how you said a spiritual black man, because I need like a spiritual person to lead me.
Yeah. So when you say protect, what do you mean? Because some men can think protect like, oh, you looking at my girl? Like,
No, not like that.
So
Not
yeah,
Not crazy.
Not crazy
men, like 5. There's one of Kyle, and they're like shouting to somebody, one of us. He was like, "Oh,
we got a problem.
They good.
They good. And Kyle, if y'all don't know Kyle, he is the masculine man. He's like, King, you gotta walk like this.
1 to 5. 1 to 5. Like,
That's that protector.
And Kyle, there's nothing wrong with you. I didn't mean to point you out like that. I was just trying to ask a question. You know.
That also makes a woman.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Just knowing, but like knowing that he's willing to go there, but as a woman, I'm not gonna let you go there.
Yeah. No, stop.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Okay, do it.
Okay, do it.
Yeah.
But like, no, it's okay. Let's go home. We'll handle this in
I'm
the
just giving you back.
But can we get home?
Thanks for hearing, honey. Thanks for hearing.
All women like to be protected. All women like to be protected, and I think every man can go there because I'm patient, but I don't like. I think I have short man syndrome. So if a tall man comes up to me and talks over me, definitely, that's when I'm like, yeah. Even my brother Frank Jr. Even he knows like I have to step back. Because sometimes he'll talk over him. He's like 6'3". He'll talk and be like this. I'm like, okay.
Talking to their chest.
Yeah.
But what does protection mean for y'all? What do y'all feel like how y'all would protect your family?
I think we about to say the same. Providing.
Probably providing.
Yeah, absolutely. Providing, of course, protecting in that area. I remember my dad, man. When I was younger, when it came to, I heard a noise. He would like get up. Okay, let me go check. Like. That's what I see, like protecting against, not like y'all here. Like it's kind of like protecting against. Like I'm gonna make sure y'all cool. But I don't know. I think that's more so like protecting, providing, caring, showing that you're caring for others. That's to me. That's
my definition of protecting for me. It's just since I did grow up in a single parent household, I was the man. So it's making sure that I am the point of entry, that if anything comes to, they have to get through me first. So that is spiritually, that is emotionally, and then that is physically, whoever breaks up in the house. So even as a man, I'm the first point of entry. I need to pray for my household and my wife and my children. I need to I need to pray and fast, not just praying. I need to be fasting and praying as well. And then even going back to the instance, I was like 10, and my mom and I, we were living in Quail Run, and it was a rat under our oven. And so we set a trap, and he was making noise like this. And so when mama, I couldn't hear, but my mama woke me up and thought it was somebody, so she sent me. I'm 10. She sent me. And I grabbed a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger, and I grabbed it, and it came running on there with the trap, and so I just went, and I was just hitting it, and I was screaming, ah! Then it blew up. But as a man, that was my first defense, getting through me first. Said that as a man, protecting my household, protecting my family, and protecting me, protecting mentally, especially spiritually, protecting yourself. You also have to pray for yourself, man.
Yeah, and I was just gonna side note that when you was hitting that rat, that's just like roaches in Texas. Like that's how big.
I'll fight anybody.
Water bugs. I heard it's a difference between roaches and water bugs. Roaches are the little ones. Water bugs are those flying things. I've been
seen
calling
a tree
them
roach?
roaches all my time.
Are you from Texas? Have you seen a tree roach?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we call water bugs.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about
Let's
that.
not talk about that. All right, back to protection. What's protection to you? I think y'all already hit on it. Yeah, I think for me, I want, of course, it to be all in that aspect, the physical, the mental, the spiritual for sure. But I want it to be like so much so that my man just built up this reputation to all I gotta do is say his name, you know not to mess with me. Like,
so you want the rock?
No, that's how Deborah's dad is. That's how Deborah's dad is. Cause like I remember, no, like true story. Our friend Deborah, she's been on 1,000 of our shows. She's like we was out, we was going to get some Nigerian food, and then this guy was like, he was drunk and he was like flirting with us, and he was like, and she was like, you know, where are you from? And she was like, my dad's Billy Harry, and then he was just like, whoa.
He said, yeah.
Like she just said her dad's name. He just flipped the switch. He was like, oh, hello, here's my card. I have this. Like he was being so nice.
I know something about her.
I want that type of protection.
Prince Daddy.
Oh, no. I'm gonna
be like, well, my daughter is. Yeah.
Oh,
They gonna
absolutely.
know who I am.
I like that though. You're right.
I like that. Like your reputation. Like he's a pastor. He's like a God-fearing man. So like it's not like no street stuff. Like he's like really.
Oh yeah.
He's like his name just holds weight, and that's how I want my man to be. Like Jay-Z, it would Beyonce. All she need to do is say Jay-Z, and a lot of those rappers gonna be like, I ain't passing no Beyonce lyrics in my song no more. Like, like for real.
Yeah. But I think it does come to something when you're like a God-fearing man or woman, because it's like, because the Most High is over all of us. So like my mom always says, "Cursed are those who curse us, blessed are those who bless us." And I'm like, I don't try to say the curse of those who curse us, but if someone curses or crosses my mom, she don't do anything, but they're sure to get cursed. So I'm like, don't mess with her, because I guess that's not my husband or anything, but God, he be looking out for us. So it's like, don't, like, weapon form against us could really,
God is your father.
Yeah, can really, because I guess like God.
Right.
Excuse me, God.
A good movie for us to watch is called The Shack. I don't know if people have seen it.
I've never seen it.
It's The Shack.
They have a book too. Yeah.
They have a book. The movie is excellent because, just a little spoiler alert, God was, we always envision God as a man, but God came to the guy as Olivia, what's her name? Olivia,
Not Olivia Pope.
Not Olivia Pope.
Oh, Olivia from
Spencer?
Yes.
Olivia Spencer, yeah. He said, I thought you were a man. She said, and well, God said, you didn't need a daddy right now. You needed a mama. So God is whatever we need him to be.
It's an energy, a spirit. It has no gender.
Holy Ghost.
One thing I was going to add to the men, what I've learned is men is the foundation. So a lot of people think when they say men is the head of the household, they think up here. But if you think about it, you just flip that. Men are the foundation. So they have everything for us for the kids and the wife to build upon. So that's my little.
Because you ain't got no head if you ain't got no foundation. Trey, you better speak
Trey.
that.
Well, get okay. She was good with okay. Bag him.
Bag that.
I love that, guys. Because some people don't know what being a man is. I think that y'all's definitions were spot on. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about. We probably gotta go soon, but I guess the last thing we could touch on is men in their relationship with women. I know you were talking about earlier that men just throw out the B word like it's nothing these days, and people just grab you like, oh yeah, where the bitch is at? Or they don't know, like,
this my B.
Right.
I'm like, is she right? First of all, any woman that allows your man to say that, and I can say that, period. I don't care who you are. If you allow your husband or boyfriend to say, this is my B-I-T-C-H, as introducing to your friends, you have no worth for yourself, no amount of worth for yourself. That is horrible. And definitely men, we do not need to approach our women and as B's and H's. That mean, I'm gonna say it, bitches and hoes.
It hurt him so
That
bad.
I'm raised different, yo. Raised different. That is horrible. That is so horrible to address queens as B's and H's. Now, there are some people who are gutter, that will try to, some of the people that be trying to stick with football players and basketball players just to get paid, that's a little off the thing. But we don't need to address our... Trey is not. I know, Miss Logan, you listening? He's not gonna definitely.
That's when I get that face and like the brightness. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How many of y'all hit me?
Going back, we need to respect our women. We need to respect ourselves.
That replay was so. I was watching the replay.
But yeah, so long story short, it's all about the Big Sean song, Jump Out the Window. He's like, I feel like real queens know how to keep the game in check. So it's knowing your worth as a woman although you want the man to pursue you, but you have to set those standards for yourself to know. I mean, you can't necessarily have your perfect relationship if you don't know what your perfect relationship is. Mm-hmm. So you definitely need a standard so that you can even attract it into your life, because if you have no boundaries, then you'll just call anybody that disrespects you and you'll be okay with it. And it's a growing process. You might need to go through that so that you can
Know
know
who
this is
you
what
are.
I don't want.
Absolutely.
I would say I'm definitely guilty of that. Not nobody call me a V or anything,
Yeah,
but
same thing.
listening to songs and stuff. Make it rain.
yeah.
Maybe making them hit.
I'm not eight. Why am I making it rain?
Songs a little bit different. This is in our element. We got that Henny and that Sriracha. I'm just saying.
Okay, go.
Carlton said, people do what you allow. Women need to set the standard, stop saying it to each other. So it
Yeah.
says women, we be calling. Yes.
Thank you for watching Carlton Jackson.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is
Hey,
so
friend.
true.
Well, I think there's two things. Those are the girls that say it like because it's in style, like that's what they say, and then there's some other girls that's like really meaning it. But whatever you say, you are becoming as well.
Yes.
So,
Right?
Yes.
Power
I'm
in
not
the
one
tongue.
of dog.
Do they not want to become a
No, but you
I said I
become a
wouldn't
dog,
do
but
a
you
dog.
become the definition
Yeah,
of that
the
word.
definition of
The
that word.
definition of that word is basically
Absolutely.
another HOE, another home.
Mhm.
That's absolutely true. And even with the music, we always stress like be careful what you listen to because it's another form
Yeah.
of putting that energy
Yeah.
inside of your body, and you don't want to attract that very thing that you say you don't want.
Yeah.
So
Right, I still be weary of like breakup songs and stuff now because
Oh,
you got that in my
I
mind.
listen to it.
I
I'm
know
in my feelings.
So much.
no, like true story. I remember I don't remember the song, but I know I used to put this song on replay, and like 5 years later, I felt myself experiencing every heartache that song. I used to be singing it with so much emotion, like
Is it a
singing-
Brandy song?
I don't know what it was.
Right.
It could have been. It probably was a Brandy song. I wish I can remember, but and I literally found myself when I did that very situation happened in that song in my life. I found myself going back to that song to just be in my feelings, and I was just like, damn, why is this song really speaking to me? Y'all know y'all had them R&B songs.
Oh,
that
yeah,
really
for
Mary
sure.
J. Blige have a few of them.
But for the men, not just that. There was a song I still remember to this day in middle school. I was going to the ninth grade center. It was Zero. This song I forgot the name. It's a song
Oh,
called.
I remember you saying it all the time.
It's a song called Goddamn. When will a nigga get a break? I work so damn hard, but I never come up. I get worse with every breath I take. It just started out like that,
That's
and I just liked the song for what it was. I wasn't mentally saying like when would a nigga? I'm in ninth grade. Like what can I go
Right.
through?
Hello.
But it was. That's why I believe like God has so much on my life because it didn't take years. It literally took like a week or two, and I felt it in my heart. Like, God damn, I feel this. No, I need to, and I literally cut the song off right then and there. So it's not just the R&B.
Right,
It's some of
just
these
any
other songs.
songs.
Yeah.
Yes,
I can't.
absolutely.
Well, I know me and Jasmine both changed the words.
Yeah.
Oh,
something.
absolutely.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's a
John,
change
I
in the
see this
lyrics.
song. She says, "I'm the weekend." I said, "I'm the forever."
And I think that's helpful because I do that a lot. Like
Mhm.
Because
changing
your
the song.
subconscious
Yeah.
mind picks up, like if you just auto playing, and that's when your subconscious mind is on its most powerful frequency when you don't even know that it's picking up these things. When your conscious mind and you singing the words just like word for word, but when you just that moment you in the car daydreaming and the music is just pouring in your ears, that's when your subconscious mind is picking up stuff on 10.
Yeah.
And that's when it like really seeps and embeds into your DNA, if we call it. So that's what you want to be cautious of what you're feeding your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is like 50 times more powerful. 50,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind. So definitely govern the stuff that whether it's TV shows that you fall asleep. I hope y'all don't fall asleep to TV shows at night because all that stuff is going into your life.
Television tells your vision. Yep.
That's why I don't be watching that much.
And then just real quick because I know we got to get into something else. So what is the subconscious mind for those who don't know?
So the subconscious mind is your mind pretty much on autopilot. It's like your higher mind. Some call it the God mind, the God essence mind. That's when your mind, because if you think about it, most people confuse the mind with the brain. Your brain, it has nothing to do with your mind. Your mind is on a spiritual realm. There is you can't grab the mind, you can't take it out your head. It really has no quote unquote existence. It exists on different dimensions. So your subconscious mind is that mind that works on autopilot. Your conscious mind is things that you're doing that you're aware that you're doing. So if you take a pen, if you typing on your computer, you know you're typing on the computer. You know you're writing something down. You know you're eating. But your subconscious mind is, for an example, is say if you're driving home, and you know you've driven home so many times, and you get in the car and you just look up and you pull in the driveway because you were just gone. It's that muscle memory type mind that you don't even have to think twice without doing it. And so what programs your subconscious mind is your environment, things you're exposed to every day. It's like, imagine yourself having eyes in the back of your head. So even if you don't physically, consciously are aware of it, just if you're existing and breathing it in, being surrounded, being invested into that situation or environment, your subconscious mind is picking up all these things like 10 to zillion times an hour versus your conscious mind. So.
And that was a short version.
That was because I know we gotta go move on to something else. So we should do a podcast about subconscious mind, the different minds.
The last thing I wanted to mention was black men in relationships, and I found a statistic that was saying there's 51% of black men never been married.
51%. And it's only 13% of y'all?
Compared to all men, there's 30%, 36% of all men have never been married, but 56% of black men in particular have never been married.
What do you think of that?
I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I'm not
So what
surprised,
is
especially
it
with
black men in marriage and commitment?
I don't know where we've trickled along because my parents who grew up in the 50s and 60s where every man got basically married at 18, 16 years old. And so I don't know if we trickle down to where in these songs where we talk about being single, living it up, passing ourselves along to different women, I don't know if we lost it to where we don't get excited for marriage anymore. We get excited for having as many HOEs as we can.
And one thing that I believe has helped me, because I was never the type of guy that just goes out and find women and whatnot. One thing I really looked at is the end result a lot of times. Because those guys that would be talking about, I talked to this girl and this girl, those are usually the men that end up in the club at 60 years old trying to find something hot, new out there.
The pimp in the club.
Absolutely.
True. Like, you played out player. Go start a family.
And I never wanted to be there. So before I would make a decision to do something, in my younger days, in my younger days, before I made a decision to go out and do something like that, I would think, do I want to be like this? Do I want to end up like this? Because I know it's not just like a one-time thing usually. It's usually like, okay, I kind of like this, and they keep on going from there. So.
I want to piggyback on that, because when I was having a conversation the other day with Dwight, this is what...
That's my stepdad.
Yeah, what Dwight said, her stepdad, he was saying that we have to think about the era has changed. Like you said, back then they would get married at 16, but that's when men were the actual breadwinners. Women didn't even work. Like, we were just literally the stay-at-home care. Like, my grandmother, she has 18 brothers and sisters. No, she's 17 brothers and sisters. We're all together. There are 18 of them. I was like, damn. And so, like, within that, like, I was like, how did your mama work? She was like, she didn't. My dad worked and provided. I was like, oh.
That's when kids would help back then.
Right?
When it popped out, you about to be cutting the grass soon.
Right, that's when you was running to leave the house. As soon as 18, you was dashing out the door. So we do have to factor in that women, we are more independent creatures now. So it's like, men can't just, and then women were they were settling for, not settling, they were putting up in just dealing with a lot of BS that men were doing because they didn't have their own financial help. They couldn't support themselves financially, so they actually stayed in these marriages while they were getting beaten on, cheated on, and just really harsh treatment. It's just because I'm the breadwinner. Where you gonna go without me? So it was an economical thing, and so. But I don't think that gives it a pass. So why we shouldn't get married? Today, I feel like we really have to recreate and reestablish the values of what it truly means to be married before you even get into marriage. To actually know why are we being married. To really break down and get an understanding, because I don't necessarily say we need to go with what the past generations were doing for marriage, but I think we should actually get a good definition of what marriage should be to us.
I like what Carlton said. He said, we're in a generation of career first, family second.
That's true.
So,
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so.
I was like, no. No, go.
I was just wondering. I was actually thinking about this in my own mind, talking to myself. But like, at first I was thinking, why would like someone be like, why would somebody propose to someone unless they had their like a husband propose to a wife unless they had their stuff together? But then I was thinking to myself, well, actually, I think it's good if he proposed to her because it's not about the financial situation; it's about a marriage, it's about a relationship.
Yeah.
So
we can build together.
Build together. So it is career first and then family second, but I think they could coexist together.
Right. I was just thinking that can it be one thing that can coexist? Because I don't think people should solely, and I think in the past this has happened a lot where. Once you get a child, you forget about your marriage, you forget about your husband, you forget about the things that actually brought you together in the first place, and you solely look at your children now. And your children, you worship your children, not knowing that your children are going to grow old and they're going to have to start families too. And that's kind of when they get that syndrome where they can't leave the nest syndrome because they've been crippled or they've been so close to home for all this time they can't even imagine themselves. You're not setting them up to leave the nest. You're only setting them up because you love them so much and you only focus directly on them and you don't actually necessarily have attention on your own life. And I think that I see that a lot in more so single households than where the parents are married. Because households where there is a mom and dad present, they're married, they're like, okay, we can't wait till the kids go so we can go travel the world. But then a lot of single households, which a lot of black families do have single households, the mom doesn't want not all cases, but a lot of cases I've seen is the mom doesn't want the child to go because they feel that they're going to be lonely because that's what makes them feel worthy. Because I'm not going to be able to care for anybody. Who am I going to be able to take care of now? You were my world.
Right. It goes back to self-love, like you were saying earlier, loving yourself first completely and wholly so you don't have to depend on a husband or your child to make you feel complete.
And that's one thing I did talk to my fiance about before we decided before I did decide to propose, because I understand my role if we were to get married. So I would be like, we're not ready yet because this and that. But the one thing I knew that I loved her. And when I talked to her, I would be like tripping and stressing out. She'd be like, Trey, just like as long as you show me that you love me, spend time with me, like I can see that she will be willing to put up. Right. Not for a long period of time, but I see that she's with me for the long run and not just for the short period of time. So that made me really be like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. We'll grow as we go. So,
Right.
That's great. Grow as you go. And even going to, I have a lot of friends who got married this year and last year. They didn't really spend that much money on the wedding. They got married, they did the thing at the court, and then they saved up for kind of a wedding and a honeymoon later.
That honeymoon is what we spent.
So that's the reason I went to Cancun last year, because my friend, she got married 2 years ago, but she waited to long term till they were able to save up for that whole, and then when they got back, they bought a house, they did all that, just saving up, making a mutual agreement between man and wife. That this is great. That's great. I love it.
I love that too.
So beautiful. That just touched my heart.
Delayed gratification. That's definitely what that is.
Yes.
But nevertheless,
That goes back to
gratification.
the whole gentrification thing.
Yeah. The whole what?
Gentrification thing. The delayed gratification. I'm sorry. Maybe because when you see the value in yourself and someone else, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to get the result right away.
Now I'm with you.
Sorry, it's not my mind.
And then it comes to vision as well. It comes to vision as well. Like what vision are you creating for your wife, or what vision are you creating for your husband? I constantly tell my fiance, like, this is what we're gonna be doing the next 2 years. Sometimes she'd be like, okay,
Let's bring it back.
Next 6 months, come on. But just sharing with them your vision, that's when it comes back to the importance of writing down your thoughts, because in that you can create visions, and vision creates everything that we see, reality, exactly. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, guys, I know we thoroughly enjoyed you. Y'all are like amazing.
Y'all are truly amazing.
Y'all, I definitely want to come back, especially with my brother Trey.
I'm gonna say y'all are welcome.
We gotta come back.
We couldn't stop talking.
Thank you. We needed need that.
Yeah.
We need that. We
Y'all
love
are-
a good talker.
Y'all are the honoraries with Deborah, so y'all can come on anytime y'all want.
Right.
I want to appreciate you guys for doing what you're doing because,
Definitely.
like I said, in that time when I was a little intoxicated, all I was talking about was what they were doing. Honestly, I was unconscious, but I was conscious. It was in my subconscious.
That's subconscious.
mind.
That's what it was. That's
Yeah.
subconscious
Yeah.
mind. Don't lie.
But like I was literally just commending them because I see them out in the community. I see them with the black women going to the parks and doing the yogas. Like you honestly don't know who's watching you.
You don't know.
You honestly don't know. And I give so much praise. I would bow to y'all if I could right now. Not like God, not that. Like we good. We good. But it's just like I commend you guys. I know myself and my brother here, we commend you guys on what you guys are doing because
Definitely.
so many women and men can use the things that you guys are talking about. So,
And I do want to say, y'all actually encouraged me, Jasmine. You actually encouraged me. Seeing, I didn't know you two just yet, but I saw that I saw the Inspired Fire Daily thing, and I started watching. I was like, okay, so I started watching a couple of months, and y'all did a little bike thing or something. Y'all did a little bike thing. Did y'all
in
go to
Austin?
Austin?
Oh, yeah.
So the
Yes.
Austin thing, they encouraged me so much. So I want to do that with the actually young men, and I went to Willow Ridge, so I want to do that with the young men in that community and take them actually not in that area, but I want to take them to. What is that park?
You
The
talking about the Bayou?
little outdoor theater.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do that where we get the bikes and ride it, but if it's over
yes.
30, you have to do things. But y'all encourage me so much to do that because the black women are doing it, but the black men, we need to definitely do it for our young boys.
Yes,
I'm
black
trying not to
men.
get emotional. I hope I don't start crying, but we definitely need to do that to our young men because they're being lost. They're being lost, and even just the things that I did for not having that father figure right there. For trying to find love of certain things, or just trying to figure out what a man was or what we did, to be a man. We definitely need that, and I commend you, ladies. I definitely commend you, my beautiful queens, for doing that for the black women in the community. Definitely. I'm fighting back my tears right now. I'm fighting back my
Thank you
tears.
so much because it's needed because you don't know.
You don't know. Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Last thing, we have a question of the day. We already answered ours, so y'all are going to answer it. And it's going to be, what is this chapter of your life called?
And while y'all think about that, I'm going to read this comment we just got in because I just saw it pop up. It's from Eman. Oh, hey, Mom.
Hey.
My parents definitely have emptiness syndrome. I don't think they would necessarily be lonely. I don't think they would necessarily be lonely, but if you put your all into raising these little people you have created, and one day they leave and start their own lives, that seems like it would be difficult to digest for me anyways.
That's definitely, so my mom's dealing with that right now.
Right.
Because I'm like, Mom, I'm leaving in 11 months. I'm preparing. And she's like, okay, don't leave any time before that, 11 months.
Aww.
And it's just because she's going through stuff and she doesn't want to be alone. But I'm just going to have to pray for her. I gotta go.
Yeah.
It's that time.
actually kicking yourself out is sometimes good, and that's something that I'm actually experiencing.
Yes.
I'm going to be moving out in November, so
That's amazing.
yeah.
Proud of y'all.
Right?
Growing up.
A whole year before I get married, so you know, and I'm moving by myself.
There we go.
My
There we
lady,
go.
you can't come here. You can't come here.
Not yet. Not yet.
You can,
Not yet.
you
Oh,
can
yeah.
come.
Oh
but
yeah,
can't
you can
live.
come over. Go ahead, come see Daddy, baby. Come see Daddy. But you just can't pack all your bags and come over. Not there
You
yet.
gonna have a
Toothbrush
whole-
over there.
Toothbrush, yeah,
Some
toothbrush,
panties.
some clothes.
Oh, you gotta have fresh panties.
You don't need clothes, you can just borrow mine. All your sweatshirts, hoodies and sweatshirts gonna be gone.
Yeah.
But-
Big
Go out.
t-shirts
Yeah.
gone. So have y'all thought about the chapter of your life?
What is
and
it
what is it
called?
called?
Yes.
Who would like to go first?
Yeah, you
I can go
Thank
first.
you.
This chapter, I'm like, I was fighting
Should we
back
go
tears.
first?
After you said that, I actually instantly came up because this year, I've not only lost my mom, but I've been through so much this year alone. Last year was such a great year. I graduated. I was getting ready to move to DC. And then my mom passed, and then just other things with my sister, and then other things, of course. I think this chapter of my life right now is called Listen. So, whatever God is trying to tell me, so I'm trying to just listen. Look at that.
That is
That's it.
important.
Jesus.
Do you want to go into detail, like where did this come from? I mean, if there's I'm not trying to push you over the edge.
No. You're fine. It's just everything happened at once. Losing my mom, doing certain things where I couldn't do things, and then with my sister being the guardian for her now, it's just that I've been always on a go, going and doing what I needed to do, but I've never really just sat and asked God what He needs me to do. And so I think this point of my life, God is just saying, listen to me, because you don't have, you're by yourself now. So, listen to me. I'm here.
That's so crazy. Wow. And I know y'all got to go, but adding to that, like, listen, I've been, I'm sure we all been to a place like that, listening. And that's those moments where you just got to get in a quiet place and literally just get to yourself so you can really hear your inner man, hear God talk to you. I think that's violent. Yes.
Now we all had
it's late.
We all had
a
What is it? Doolittle?
Yeah. But I can say, I whenever y'all asked that, the first thing that came to my mind was business. Okay, where am I in business? But I wanted to think a little bit more on where I am personally. So in business, I'm in growth, like the business mode, like how can I get better? I'm in like growth mode. Just I don't care where I have to go through. I don't care where how I look. It doesn't really matter. Just growth. Let me make my mistakes early so I can be in a different place later on. Personally, I would say I am in a state of, I just had it. I kind of forgot about it. It's going to come back. I believe I'm in a place of learning, I guess. I've come out of a place of learning myself and who I am. Now it's kind of like putting it into action. Like I'm real big. A part of Uplifting Outreach, what we do is assist people in finding their purpose. So before I can show anybody else, I have to find mine. So I found that now it's all about working within it. Like, what am I doing? What am I giving of myself? Like, how am I treating others? Am I really adding up to those expectations that I set for myself? Am I saying I'm going to do the things that I say I'm going to do? Manning up a lot of that. So I don't know how to categorize that, but I would just say it's I'm done listening, not fully done listening. I've got over the listening part. Now it's like taking action. Like, let's take action. Let's move forward.
Definitely.
I think both are very, very important chapters.
Oh, absolutely.
Leading up to the next chapter.
That's right.
That was beautiful.
Oh my God, I love y'all so much.
This podcast was beautiful, and you beautiful people.
Man, we're saying
this is nice.
and watching. Yes, we appreciate you all. We appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
I believe in y'all so much. Y'all have so much to offer the world. Like, I just feel like y'all should know that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yes, so I know we gonna be in this grind together. Like
know.
they gonna also be at our that award show. Y'all know when y'all had the acceptance speech. And I was with them when we was doing podcasts at Silver Street Studios.
Yes.
We didn't even have a full set yet.
Yes.
So, but I was with them.
It looked good.
It looks good. Look at the lighting. Like,
hey, it don't matter.
Hey, I'm just saying, like the glow up is gonna be beautiful. When we all in our white tie event, our all white event, like it's gonna be lit. Okay. So
I'm gonna be the main one in the living room. You know, I was best friends with them all.
No.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
That's what we said when we giving a toast, and we gonna
all. Oh, I thought this was like an award
and I'm
show.
Just like, the reason why Trey is the man he is today is because when we was younger, he used to want to know solutions. He used to tell this man.
I got you.
Yeah.
I was thinking
They gonna
flip.
flash the camera on you while we're shouting you out.
I got you.
Because you give us that point.
Yes. Oh my God.
Right. But before you leave, if this is your first time tuning in with us, we do not end our podcasts without something called affirmations. And so many of you all, if this is your first time and you're not sure what an affirmation is, there's several different types, but ultimately we like to use the I am affirmation. An affirmation is any positive statement that you use to transform your life for the better. So in the Bible it says, let the weak say I am strong. Yes. So even when you're feeling weak, you're never gonna affirm I'm feeling weak, I'm feeling broke, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling all these negative affirmations. No, you're still gonna affirm into your life. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling wealthy. I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling like I'm ready to go conquer the world. Mm-hmm. So,
but before you do that, I do want to add in an affirmation because I want to close out with yours. So mine is like real quick. If
we
saying.
Yeah, we're gonna give everybody.
each.
Yeah,
okay, I got
we brief him about the affirmation.
Okay.
So you ain't been watching our podcast?
I have.
No, but so since it's 5 of us and hundreds and thousands of you say your affirmations at home, the best time to say them is in the morning when your subconscious mind is super at its highest point, and then at night right before you're about to go to sleep and you're in that sleepy, drowsy state. That's another time to say your affirmations because that's the second time your subconscious mind is at its most powerful point. So we're gonna go into our affirmations and we're just gonna say I am, and whatever we want to say to transform our lives for the best. So we have any volunteers to go first?
Sorry. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this since y'all all about to get married and stuff, and y'all have beaches and stuff. I'm gonna say I am in love.
I like it. Since
With yourself,
today.
With myself and my future husband. I don't know.
You speaking into existence.
You
I'm
gotta
speaking
speak
it.
You gotta speak.
Yes. But in light of today's topic, men's health was about our brothers. I'm gonna say I am my brother's keeper. So my biological brother and my spiritual brothers. Yes.
That was good.
Keep me, please. Keep me.
That was beautiful. Now I need to think about my affirmation.
Can I take that? I am my brother's keeper too. Jeremy, I'm your keeper, and Trey and Darius. Yeah, so just so y'all know we're both.
Okay, I think I got mine now. It ain't okay. I am supportive.
Yes.
To all my people.
Yes.
I got to add my I am at the end, but my affirmation was going to say, because I am a giver, creative ideas, solutions to problems, and the willingness of others to help me abound in my life. So for me, I would say I am.
Bountiful, maybe.
I want to do more so of an outpouring. I guess giver, but I can't think of anything more abundant than that. I am abundantly full.
I like that.
Okay. Overflowing.
Yes.
Your cup runneth over.
Your cup runneth over. I mean, mine is simple. I am favored. That's all.
Hey, sometimes the simple is the best.
Thank you so much, beautiful people, for tuning in.
Love you guys. Share. Hey, subscribe on SoundCloud, subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Google Play. Share this right now. Follow us on YouTube. And we're Soul Filling Podcast on Instagram, Soul Filling on Twitter, Soul Filling Podcast on Facebook, but I gotta get that popping. All right. Bye, guys.
Peace and love. Have a fantastic life.